this lecture we are going to start the next topic of differential equation, which is differential equation with constant coefficient. So I will show you there are two type of differential equation. First is differential equation with constant coefficient and the second is differential equation with variable coefficient, right? So there are two type of differential equations, dear students. We will consider first, we will cover first the differential equation with constant coefficient. After that I will tell you how to approach with the differential equation with variable coefficient also, right? So the process will be same. The process will be same in the sense means the solution will be of two types, CF and PI, right? Whether the equation is of constant coefficient or the equation is of variable coefficient. So let me show you linear differential equation with variable coefficient. If you see any differential equation just like this, if you can see any differential equation just like this, means dny by dxn plus k1 dn minus 1y by dxn minus 1 plus k2 dn minus 2y by dxn minus 2 and so on, k and y is equals to x. You can see where k1, k2, k3 and so on, kn are what, dear students? Constants. So when we have linear differential equation with the constant coefficient, how we find the solution? Let's have discussion, dear students. So whenever we have a differential equation like this, even we can write down the complete equation in the form of, okay, we can write it as dn plus it can be k1 dn minus 1 plus k2 dn minus 2 and so on, kn into y is equals to x, right? So as we know very well, the capital D is nothing but the derivative d by dx only. So we can write down the equation in the form of capital D also. When we write down it in the form of capital D, the complete equation is nothing but the function of D. We can say yes, exactly. Why I am saying it as a function of D? Because here each and every term having the capital D only, na? That's why it is a function of D. So you can say, dear students, you can say and even you can conclude that it is nothing but the function of D. Yes, function of D, y is equals to x. Here we have on the right hand side we are having x, right? So that's why we can say it is nothing but the function of D into y is equals to x, dear students. So this is the differential equation. Now we can find the solution of these type of differential equation in the two parts. The first part is called the complementary solution or the complementary function. The first part is called the complementary solution or the complementary function or the complementary factor, that is CF, okay, right? And the second part is called the particular integral. The second part is called particular integral. So we have to find the solution in the two steps or in the two parts. Whenever we have a differential equation which is nothing but the function of D, D means the capital D, y is equals to x, the general solution will be of CF plus PI, dear students, right? The general solution will be of CF plus PI. But when we have a differential equation like this, f dy is equals to 0, then we will say the general solution is nothing but the CF only. Why? Because whenever we have the right hand side, f dy is equals to 0, right? So whenever we have this part is equals to 0, the particular integral will be 0 only, means then particular integral will not exist. So that's why it will be 0, dear students, okay, right? So I will tell you how to approach with the CF. I will tell you how to find the CF and how to find PI. So both the things we are going to have discussion, dear students. So let's have discussion, right? So let's start with the CF portion. So this is the format which we are going to have discussion in the upcoming lectures. So we will start with the CF portion. I will tell you the each and every case of CF, right, means how we can find the complementary function or the complementary factor. Then I will show you the examples based on each and every case and I will show you the PYQs also, okay, right, the get previous year questions also, right? So let's start with this one. As I already told you, when we have f dy is equals to 0, then the general solution will be yCF only, means then PI will be 0, right? So PI will be 0, so there is no need to find PI, we will find only and only CF, okay. Now whenever we have to find the CF, we have to convert the equation, the given equation, into the auxiliary equation. Okay, then we will find the roots of that auxiliary equation, and actually depends on the roots of the auxiliary equation what will be the CF will become. Okay, what will be the solution will become. So there are 4 type of solutions can possible in the FDY is equals to 0 equation, where FD is equals to 0. FD is equals to 0 is auxiliary equation with roots m1, m2 and so on mn. Okay, the first case is if the roots are real and different. The second thing is if 2 of roots are real and equal. The third is if 1 pair of roots are imaginary, and the fourth is if 1 pair of roots are imaginary and repeated one. Okay, repeated ones, right? So we will have discussion on each and every 4 case. Let's start with the case number 1, dear students. What exactly you have to do? You have the differential equation in this form, f dy is equals to 0. First of all, you will find out the auxiliary equation from here. So whatever be the auxiliary equation, when you approach, you will convert the auxiliary equation in the form of FD is equals to 0, means you will write down the equation in the form of m. So you will get the roots of m, right? Whether if you get the roots m, okay, it depends on the values. It is m1, m2, m3, m1, m4, m5 and so on mn, right? So now each and everything depends on the values of these roots only. So actually each and everything depends on these roots only, right? Now let's approach with the roots. So let's approach with the first case. So we are having the first case as if roots are real and different. If the roots are real and different, okay, so how it will possible? So when we are having roots just like alpha, beta or gamma or delta, whatever you want to write down, you can write, right? So this is denoting when I find the auxiliary equation, and when we put auxiliary equation equals to 0, it means from that equation we will get the roots. And suppose if we will get the roots just like alpha, beta, gamma and so on, right? If we are having the roots like this, it means we will say that the roots are real. Yes, definitely we can see the roots are real but different. So these roots are real and different. So when we are having roots are real and different, what will be the CF or the complementary function, dear students? So you will write down y CF will be C1 e to the power alpha x plus C2 e to the power beta x plus C3 e to the power gamma x and so on. So whatever the number of roots you are having, you can approach like this. Okay, suppose you are having 3 roots, you can approach like this. Suppose you are having more than 3 roots, you can go on so on. Okay, right? So this will be the process. So this is a very simple format, that whenever we are having the roots which are real and different. Real means alpha, beta, gamma real values, and different means the roots will be not equal, right? So when we have real and different roots, we will approach for this one. It can be alpha, beta, gamma and so on. So when we have different roots, we will say the solution will be, or the CF of the particular given equation will be, the complementary function or the complementary factor for the given equation will be C1 e to the power alpha x plus C2 e to the power beta x plus C3 e to the power gamma x and so on. Done? It's a simple thing. Okay, let me show you an example. Do we have here? Yeah, we do have one example here. So if it's not, I will show you one more example. I think it's have. So we can have discussion on that example also. So we do have one example here, dear students. So let's find the CF for this one. So you have to find the complementary function for this one. So the equation is what? d2y by dx2 plus 6dy by dx plus 8y is equals to 0. Now why I put here 8y is equals to 0? Because this portion, there is no need of this portion. Why? Because this portion uses only and only for finding the pi, right? And right now we are dealing with the complementary function only. So that's why we will not think about the right portion, right? Okay, now let's approach to this one, dear students. So it will be, how it will be when we approach it, it will be d square. We can write down at the place of dy by dx capital D only. So it will be d square plus 6d plus 8, okay, plus 8 y is equals to 0. Okay, Now let's approach it, guys. We have to find the auxiliary equation. So first of all, let's find the auxiliary equation, means we will find the auxiliary equation in the form of m only. So if you want, then you can write down it as in the form of d only, but here I am proceeding in the form of m. So it will be m square plus 6m plus 8 is equals to 0. So we have to do the factors. So we have to find those two factors whose multiplication will be 8, and by adding we want 6, right? So we can go for number 4 and 2. Yes, so we can write down m square plus 4m plus 2m plus 8 is equals to 0. We can write down it is as m plus 4 plus 2, it is nothing but m plus 4 is equals to 0. So you can say it is m. So the factors will be m plus 2 and m plus 4 is equals to 0. So let's find the roots. When we approach to the roots will be m is equals to minus 2 and m is equals to minus 4, dear students. So we are having two roots here. We are getting here two roots, and we can see these two roots are real. Obviously these are real values and different. So when we have real and different roots, we can approach for the CF, that will be the YCF, that will be the general solution. Okay, exactly, no need of general solution, we have to find only the complementary function. So YCF will be C1 e to the power minus 2x plus C2 e to the power minus 4x will be your answer. Now in the GATE examination, two type of question can frame. The first pattern can be where we have to write down the answer in the form of constants only, means C1 and C2. And the second question, which actually frequently asked, this second pattern has been frequently asked in the GATE examination, that we always have some points, or we always have some initial conditions to find these constants C1 and C2. So we will write down the answer in the form of not only in the form of constant, we have to find the values of the constants, okay, with the initial conditions which already given in the question. But right now here we don't have any initial condition, so we can leave here only. So this will be my final answer. It's a very simple thing, dear students. Finding complementary function is a very simple thing. Done? Okay, so I think it's clear to everyone. It's a simple thing. Now let me write down one more example for you. We can have discussion on two examples for each and every case, right? So let me write down one more example for you. So we have here an example as it is d square d2y by dx2 minus 5 dy by dx, d square y by dx2 minus 5 dy by dx plus 6y is equals to 0. So we have to find the solution here again from here. So we will say, first of all, we will write down the auxiliary equation. So we can write down it d square minus 5d plus 6y is equals to 0. From here you have two choices. If you want, then you can write down auxiliary equation in the form of d only, okay, and if you want, you can go with the m only. So m square minus 5m plus 6 is equals to 0. It's your choice, completely your choice. If you want to go with this one, you can find the value of d, that the same thing. Here you will get the value of m. So again here we have to do the factor we have to find those two numbers whose multiplication will be 6, and by adding or subtracting we want minus 5. So we will write down minus 2 and minus 3. It will be minus 2m minus 3m plus 6 is equals to 0. When we will approach, it will be m minus 2 and m minus 3 is equals to 0, guys, right? So we can write down the roots will be m is equals to 2 and m is equals to 3. If we are having roots is equals to m is equals to 2 and m is equals to 3, so you can say the CF, YCF, here we are having the roots which are exactly different and real. So you can say the roots are real and different. So we can approach again CF according to the formula, which is exactly for the roots when the roots are real and different. So it will be C1 e to the power 2x plus C2 e to the power 3x. It will be your final answer. Is it clear, guys? It will be your final answer, right? So easily we can approach the things. So the first case is clear to everyone, I think. So whenever we have the roots which are real and different, we can go for this case. Whatever be the number of roots, that does not make any difference. Whether we have 1 root, 2 root, 3 root, 4 root, 5 root, we can proceed accordingly, right? C1 e power alpha x, C2 e power beta x, C3 e power gamma x, C4 e power delta x, and so on, whatever we have, right? Now, so case number 1 is done. Let's come to the case number 2. What we are having, if the roots are real and equal. If the roots are real, okay, earlier it was real, but now it is real and equal. So suppose we are having roots which are real. If real and equal roots we are having. If we are having real and equal roots, right? So if we are having real and equal roots, then what we have to do? We have to, if we are having real and equal roots, then what we have to do? We have to find the auxiliary equation, obviously, right? So when we find the auxiliary equation, and when we will have the roots just like this, alpha, alpha, right? Or you can write down beta. Okay, let me write down first form, alpha, alpha and beta. Suppose we are having 3 roots, and that will be alpha, alpha and beta. Okay, means if 2 roots are real and the one is different. Okay, so what will be the CF in that particular case? We will write down the CF will be C1 plus C2x for each and every equal root. We have to write down like this only. C1 plus C2x e to the power alpha x plus C3 e to the power beta x. Is it clear? For each and every equal root, we will proceed like this only. Suppose if, I will show you, suppose if 3 roots are equal, then we will proceed here. Suppose, let me write down here, if the 3 roots are equal, means alpha, alpha and alpha, then we are having beta. Okay, then it will be YCF will be C1 plus C2x plus C3x square into e to the power alpha x. C1 plus C2x plus C3x square into e to the power alpha x and e to the power, C4 e to the power beta x. So we can write like this also. Okay, so this will be the CF, dear students. Okay, so CF when we have real and equal roots. This is the case when we have real and equal roots. So real and equal roots means C1 plus C2x e to the power alpha x plus C3 e to the power beta x when we have 2 equal roots. When we have 3 equal roots, we can proceed like this. Suppose we have 2 equal roots. 2 it means, suppose we are having alpha, alpha and beta, beta. Okay, suppose we are having 2 roots equal in the form of 2, right? So then how will be the CF will become? Then you will say the CF will be C1 plus C2x, yes, e to the power alpha x plus C3 plus C4x e to the power beta x, right? So we can proceed like this. If there will be more roots, you can proceed like this. Okay guys, so these are the 3 possible cases for the real and equal roots can exist. Here alpha, alpha and beta, okay, it's also possible. Suppose here one more root we are having as a gamma. So you can say it will be C5 e to the power gamma x and so on. So many roots you can proceed. Whatever the number of roots you are having, you can proceed accordingly. Clear guys, right? So it's a simple thing to approach. I think it's easily we can go for this one. Okay, so this is the process of CF when we are having real and equal roots. Okay, whether we are having 2 equal roots, we will proceed like this. If we are having 3 equal roots, we will proceed like this. If we are having 2 and 2 equal roots, we will proceed like this. Okay guys, now let's have discussion on an example based on this case. So do we have example? Yes, we do have. So the equation is what? d2y by dx2 plus 4dy by dx plus 4y is equals to 0. We can write down it as d square plus 4d plus 4y is equals to 0, right? So we can write down the auxiliary equation from here. It will be m square plus 4m plus 4 is equals to 0. You can say it is nothing but m plus 2 whole square which is equals to 0. Yes, exactly. We can say this is the whole square of m plus 2 only, right? So we can proceed like this. So this is nothing but the whole square, dear students. So we can find the roots as m plus 2 is equals to 0 we can write down more and more, it will be m is equals to -2 and -2. So hence we are having equal roots in the form of -2 and -2. Is it clear, guys? We are having equal roots in the form of -2 and -2. Okay, now let's proceed for the solution. So the YCF will be C1 plus C2x and e to the power -2x. Here we are having only one repeated roots, that is -2 and -2 only. So that's why the result will be C1 plus C2x e to the power -2x. Done. So it's a very simple thing to approach. It's exactly as simple as you are seeing, right? You have to focus on the case only, that whether you have to observe the given question is of the real and different roots, or the given question is of the real and equal roots, right? We can proceed accordingly. Done, guys? Now let's talk about the done. So we can make so many examples like this. If I have one more example, so I think you can approach. If it will be m-2 whole square, then you can go for this one. It will be m is equals to 2 and 2, then the roots will be positive only. So it will be C1 plus C2x and e to the power 2x only, right? So we can proceed like this also. Done, guys? Now let's see the case number 3, what we are having. Now the case number 3 is a different. In the case number 1 and case number 2, we were discussing about the real root only. Either the root can be root is real, okay, it's fixed that root is real. Either that real root is different or that real root is equal, right? But now if we have imaginary root, how we can approach imaginary? It means if we are having complex roots, so what it will happen, let's have discussion. So if a pair of roots are imaginary, it means ultimately we are talking about the complex roots only, dear students. So suppose if we are having the roots which are exactly complex, you can say let me write down here, if the roots are complex, right? So how we will approach, let's have discussion. So if the roots are complex, dear students, so let me write down, suppose if the roots are just like this, alpha plus minus iota beta. Suppose we have a root like this. I will show you this case also, but first of all let me discuss about this one. Suppose we are having alpha plus minus iota beta. As we know very well, this is a complex number. Okay, a complex number is nothing but the mixture of two things, the real number and the imaginary number. So in the complex you will say this is the real part and this is the imaginary part, right? Okay, so what will be the CF? You will say YCF will be C1. Okay, we are having here alpha plus iota beta. So here we are having imaginary part also. Yes, here we are having imaginary part. Yes, and here we are having real part also, right? Let's approach it. So we will write down, it will be C1 cos of beta x plus C2 sin of beta x and multiply with e to the power alpha x. Now let me show you what exactly I did. Whenever we have a complex root, dear students, as we know very well, the complex root always come with its conjugate. So it will be alpha plus minus iota beta, that for sure, yes, definitely. First thing. Now second thing, whenever we have complex root, we will have two parts. The first is the real part, yes, and the second is the imaginary part. So whatever be the imaginary part, you will put that imaginary part in the angle only, right? You can see we can write down C1 cos of beta x. This beta is nothing but the imaginary part, plus C2 sin of beta x, right? So we will write down the imaginary part in the angle only, and the real part will be covered in the exponential, right? So the real part we will put here in the power of exponential. So it will be e to the power alpha x. Is it clear, dear students, right? So if we have the root like this, we can approach. Now suppose this is the first case of this one. Suppose we are having, okay, suppose we are having, I will come for this example also. Suppose we are having a root like this, m is equals to alpha plus minus iota beta and alpha, right? It was looking alpha or delta, okay, alpha, beta and gamma. Suppose it is like this. We are having a root like this where we are having one complex root and one is a real root, right? So we can approach like this. It will be YCF will be C1 cos of beta x plus C2 sin of beta x, yes, into e to the power alpha x. These are alpha plus minus iota beta, right? So this is particularly for the complex root only. Now for the real root, we can write down C3 e to the power gamma x, right? So we can proceed like this also, dear students. Is it clear? So we can go for this one. Again, it's a simple thing to approach. So that's what here written, which I just told you, exactly that written here only. Okay, right? Now let's have discussion on this example. We have one example here, so we can write down the example as it is d square minus 3d plus 4 d square minus 3d plus 4 y is equals to 0. So when we write down the auxiliary equation, it will be m square minus 3m plus 4 is equals to 0. Yes, exactly we are having. So when we have to write down m square minus 3m plus 4 is equals to 0, as we know very well, there will be no real root for this one. So we will approach according to the Sridharacharya method. So we know very well it is minus b plus minus root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. So we have to approach with this one, right? So let's find the value, dear students. When we find the value, it will be m is equals to minus b will be minus 3 only, it will be minus minus plus 3 plus minus root of b square is 9 minus 4ac divided by 2a. It will be 3 plus minus 9 minus 16 we are having divided by 2. Okay, yeah, it's 9 minus 16 only, right? So we have to write down the solution. So 9 minus 16, when we approach it, it will be 7. So when we approach, it will be, dear students, 7 iota. So 3 plus minus 7 iota root 7 iota divided by 2, guys, right? So when we approach it, it will be 3 plus minus root 7 iota by 2, and we can write down it as a 3 by 2 plus minus root 7 by 2 iota only. Hence the roots are like this only. So you can say this is nothing but the form of alpha plus minus iota beta only. Yes, exactly we are having. This is nothing but the form of alpha plus minus iota beta. Yes. So let's find the CF for this one. So when we have to find the CF, what will be the CF, guys? It will be YCF is equals to, it will be C1 e to the power, as we know very well, we have to put the imaginary part, into the angle only, right? So C1, okay, let me write down C1 cos of root 7 by 2 x plus C2 sine of root 7 by 2 x, right? Okay, and the real part will be in the exponential. So real part is 3 by 2, it will be e to the power 3 by 2x only, right? So finally this will be your CF. So you can conclude here only. So it will be C1, as I already told you, C1 cos beta x plus C2 sin beta x, right? So you can approach like this. So we can write down, this is the final answer. So this will be the CF. Okay, so this happen when we are having a root which is real, which is complex. Exactly, we are having a pair of complex root or the imaginary root. Okay, now let's have discussion on one more case. Okay, one more question we are having. Okay, now let's approach to this case first, then I will show you that example. Okay, let's approach to this case first, then I will show you that example. Okay, so if the roots are imaginary and repetitive, it means if the roots are exactly complex and repetitive, you can say imaginary and repetitive, it means we are having the roots, let me write down complex and repetitive. It should be complex and repetitive, guys, right? Okay, so it should be complex and repetitive. Let me show you what exact the meaning of complex and repetitive. So, or you can say it is imaginary and repetitive. So when you are having the roots just like alpha plus minus iota beta and alpha plus minus iota beta, suppose you are having roots like this, alpha plus minus iota beta and alpha plus minus iota beta, means you are having repeated roots. So what will be the CF in that case? You will say the CF will be C1 plus C2. Whenever we have the repetitive roots or whenever we have the equal roots, the format will be C1 plus C2x, which we discussed in the case number 2. So C1 plus C2x, it will be cos of beta x plus C3 plus C4x. It will be C3 plus C4x. C3 plus C4x, it will be sine of beta x, right? And we have to multiply here with respect, we have to multiply this with into e to the power alpha x only, right? So we can say this will be the CF when we are having repetitive, means in the imaginary roots, when we are having repetitive roots, or the complex roots we are having repetitive roots, right? So when we are having, suppose we are having 2 plus minus 3 iota and 2 plus minus 3 iota. So we can proceed like this. It will be C1 plus C2x cos of 3x, right? Okay, what will be the answer? Let me show you. If we are having roots like this, so it will be C1 plus C2x, yes, cos of 3x plus C3 plus C4x sine of 3x. As we know very well, the imaginary part will always come in the angle, and the real part, what is 2 will come in the exponential only, right? Done. Now let's approach to this example. Now exactly in this example we are having conditions also to finding the constants C1 and C2. So exactly these type of questions are very important as far as GATE examination is concerned, because these patterns are exactly, we can say, the favorite topic of GATE examiner. Okay, these patterns of CF. So let me write down here D2 minus 4D plus 13, dear students, yes, and it should be equals to 0. So we can say it is, auxiliary equation is m square minus 4m plus 13 is equals to 0. Yes, exactly, we can say. So we cannot find the roots, we cannot find those two numbers whose multiplication is 13 and by addition we will get minus or plus 4. So we know that it will, here we will have definitely the complex roots. So m is equals to minus b plus minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a, dear students. When we'll approach, it will be minus plus 4 plus minus root of b square. It means 16 minus 4 into 1 into 13 divided by 2 into 1 only, right? So when we approach it, it will be, let me calculate what it is. It will be 4 plus 16, it will be 4 into 3 is 12, 52, it will be 52, 13 4 ja, right? So when we approach 52 minus 16, we have to find out. Done. Is it? Yeah, exactly. So it will be 6 and 4 minus 1 is 36. So you can write down here, it will be 36 means 6 iota divided by 2, my dear students. It will be 36 now, right? So it will be 6 iota. So you can say it is equals to 2 plus minus 3 iota. So, okay, you can cancel out from here and from here. So it will be 2 plus minus 3 iota. So we are having root as a 2 plus minus 3 iota, hence YCF, or exactly here we are having x. So whatever we can write down, the CF will be exactly the equation in the form of dx by dt. Generally when we have the equation in the form of dy by dx, we used to write down here CF only, guys. So YCF only. So here you can write down XCF. So it will be C1, yes, C1 cos of 3t plus C2 sine of 3t, and it will be e to the power what? 2. It will be e to the power 2t, right? So this will be my CF only. But here we cannot leave the answer from right here only. Why? Because we have initial conditions to find the solution. So we have conditions. First condition is x0 is equals to 2, and the second condition is x dash 0 is equals to 2. It means dear students, at t is equals to 0, you can say x is equals to 2, yes, and at t is equals to 0, and at t is equals to 0, you can say that dx by dt is equals to 2 again. So from these two conditions we can find the constants. Let's approach the first one. When we approach first one, t is equals to 0, x is equals to 2. So it will be 2, yes, it will be c1 cos 0 plus c2 sin 0 is 0 only, and e to the power 0, right? So it will be, we are having c1 is equals to 2 only, because cos 0 is equals to 1 and sin 0 is equals to 0. So when we have the second condition, for the second condition we have to find the derivative of this equation. So we have to find the derivative of this equation. Again it will be dx by dt, my dear students. For derivative we can go, first of all we will differentiate this one and take it as a constant, then we will differentiate this one and take it as a constant, right? So the differentiation of cos 3t, it will be minus 3c1 sin of 3t plus it will be 3c2 cos of 3t, okay, and e power 2t will be as it is, my dear students. When we have to approach this one, what will be the result? So we will write down here, what will be the result at dx by dt is equals to 2. So we can say the second derivative, as these things are constant only, cos 3t plus c2 sin 3t only, and when we have to differentiate this one, dear student, the differentiation will be, give me 1 minute, yes, okay. So when we have to differentiate this one, the differentiation will be, let me check, is it's a right question or not, guys? Let me check it, it's a right question or not. Okay, yeah, it's right. Okay, so actually I was having doubt in these conditions, that whether it is x0 is equals to 2 and x dash 0 is equals to 2 or not. So right, okay, it's clear. Now the differentiation of this one will be 2 into e to the power 2t, okay. Let's put the condition dx by dt is equals to 2. So it will be 2 here at the t is equals to 0. So when you put t is equals to 0, what it become exactly, guys? It will become 0, right? Here we will have some values, it will remain and it will be 0. So let me write down here, 2 is equals to 0 plus 3c2, okay, into e to the power 0 plus c1 into 2 e to the power 0, right? E power 0 is 1 only, we can say exactly. So it will be 2 is equals to 3c2 plus 2c1. We already find the value of c1, so we can put the value c1, dear students. It will be 3c2 plus 4. So when you approach 4 minus 2, it will be minus 2 only. So you will have c2 as it is equals to minus 2 by 3. So the value of c2 is equals to minus 2 by 3. c1 we already find out, c2 is equals to minus 2 by 3 and c1 was 2 only, okay. Now let's put the values in this one. So finally the solution will be xcf will be c1 which is equals to 2 only, so it will be 2 cos of 3t plus c2 is equals to minus 2 by 3. So you can write down, it is minus 2 by 3 sin of 3t and it is equals to e to the power 2t. So this will be my final answer, dear students. This will be the final answer, okay. So this is the pattern which exactly GATE examination can ask, because this is a very simple pattern to approach these type of questions, okay. And exactly these type of so many questions you can see in the GATE examination, where exactly we have the initial conditions to find, right? So x is 0 and x dash 0 is equals to 2 only, right? Okay guys, now so I think it's clear to everyone. It's a very good question to approach. Now it's done, all the 4 cases are done for CF. Now let's have discussion on more and more questions, because as you practice, it will definitely increase your confidence level. Okay guys, now let's have discussion on this question. So it's a simple question to approach. Let's have discussion. let me write down here only. The question is d2y by dx2 plus 3 dy by dx plus 2x is equals to 0. Okay, it's a simple question. We know very well it is nothing but we can write down it as a d square plus 3d plus 2 is equals to 0. It will be 2y only, right? So when we approach it, it will be m square plus 3m plus 2 is equals to 0. When we have to find the solutions, we can write down m square plus m plus 2m plus 2 is equals to 0. It will be m plus 1. Okay, we have to find those two numbers whose multiplication will be 2 and addition will be 3. So it will be 2 plus 1, which is 3. So m plus 1 and m plus 2 exactly we are having is equals to 0. Hence the roots will be m is equals to minus 1 and m is equals to minus 2. So we can conclude the roots are real and different. So this is the question of case number 1, when we are having the roots are real and different. So we can say the CF will be, dear students, CF will be C1 e to the power minus x plus C2 e to the power minus 2x, right? So we can leave here only because again we don't have here initial conditions to finding the constants. Okay, so it's a simple question to approach. Done. And this question we already discussed in this one. Let me show you where we discussed this. That time I approached to you that question. Yes, look at here only. So when we discussed this example with the positive part, I already showed you the negative part also. If m minus 2 will come, what will be the result? It will be the case, clearly seen the case of real and repetitive roots, real and equal roots or real and repetitive roots, right? We can see, yes, exactly. So let's come to this example. Okay, let's have discussion on this one. So we do have one more example, d2y by dx2. Okay, let me write down here only now. So for the next example we are having d2y by dx2 minus 3 dy by dx plus 4y is equals to 0. Okay, let's approach to this one. So when we write down, it will be d square minus 3d plus 4 and 4y is equals to 0. Let's find the auxiliary equation of this one, dear students. So when we find the auxiliary equation, it will be m square minus 3m plus 1 is equals, plus 4 is equals to 0. Okay, can we find those two values whose product is 2? Okay, product is 2 means 4 and 1, but with the negatives, with the product is 2 and the addition or subtraction, by addition and subtraction we should get minus 3. So can we get those two values? When we approach, just look at here guys, when we approach, 4 will be 4 into 1. If I approach here, because you want minus 4, right? If either I will write down minus 4 and minus 1, the result will be, the product will be negative only. Yes, but here the question is talking about product should be positive. But when we see here, if we put minus 4 and minus 1, it will be positive only. Okay, it will be negative only, so it's not possible to approach here. It will be minus 5. So as I think the roots will be imaginary in that particular case. Okay, now let's approach to the case. Why I write down only 4 into 1? Because I want 4 and 4 minus 1 will be the 3 only. But when I approach here, 4 minus 1 will be the 3 and 4 into 1 is 3, right? But when I approach here, dear students, it will give me minus 4. So that's why, and it's not minus 3. Okay, that's why it is not possible to getting real root of particular this one. So okay, we will approach by minus b plus minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a, which is called the Dharacharya method. Let's approach it guys. So when we go for this one, it will be minus minus plus 3, yes, plus minus root of 3 square, that is 9, minus 4 into 4 divided by 2 into 1 only, right? When we approached here, it will be 3 plus minus 16 minus 9, it is equals to 7 iota root of 7 iota divided by 2. When we approach it, it will be 3 by 2 plus minus root of 7 by 2 iota, which exactly we already proceed the same question. Okay, right? So here we can conclude the CF will be C1 e to the power the CF will be C1 cos of root of 7 by 2x plus C2 sine of root of 7 by 2x. Why? Because here we are having imaginary roots, different and imaginary roots, or you can say the complex, a pair of complex root. The real part will be e to the power 3 by 2x only, right guys?